normally upload get ready with me videos so close together, but it looks like Jer's gonna be doing some traveling this month, and I wanted to make sure to film a video because I have some new products that I think I really like, so I wanted to show you how they apply in case they end up in next month's favorites video. My cousin is graduating from high school today, so that's what I'm getting ready for. I do have a look in mind. It's gonna be very loosely based off a picture I saw on Citrine Natural Beauty Bar's website. They have a section of their website called Get the Look. There's this one picture. Of course, the model is beautiful, but the makeup is gorgeous. So it's like lightly defined, kind of shimmery, glowy eyes, and then a beautiful pink fuchsia lip. So that's kind of what I'm going for today, but I do have some fun new products to show you. So I'm gonna start by telling you what I have on my face so far. I used a more mattifying sunscreen, and the BB cream I'm gonna use is a very thick. So I wanted to add something in between as like a slip agent so it blends a little bit easier. So I first sprayed my face with the Elizabeth Dean for One Love Organics Vitamin D Moisture Mist. I applied this very liberally, and before it even had time to fully sink in, I went in with the Jane Iredale Glow Time Full Coverage Mineral BB Cream. I think I have this shade in BB3. Just started using this, and I've been testing it out for the past week. I really like it. The best thing about it is the amount of coverage. It is very full coverage, especially for a BB cream, and I do think it covers everything, covers my redness, covers even blemishes, which is kind of surprising, and it doesn't feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup. But the downside is that it is pretty thick. So I have found that for myself, the first thing I like to do once I apply it is to blend it in kind of roughly with the Furless CB3, not trying to make this perfect. So I get it all blended in for the most part, and then I take a damp beauty blender and I just press it in. And this helps to get rid of the brush strokes mostly, because since it is a little bit thicker, sometimes you can see the brush strokes. So the beauty blender kind of takes care of that. But I do think it looks very natural on the skin, and you are getting a little bit of glow. If you have oily skin like me, or at least an oily T-zone, you will have to blot. I have to blot like once or twice throughout the day, but I love the glow that it gives, and it does last throughout the day. Underneath my eyes, I did a combination of the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. You can see just how much I've used of this. I do really like it. And then on top of that, I use the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and I have this in Fair Neutral. I use this underneath my eyes, around my nose, and on any blemishes, and then I set it all with the RMS Unpowder. Today's on the more casual side, so I'm gonna skip a traditional bronzer and contour. Instead, I'm gonna use a blush from the Becca Jaclyn Hill Face Palette. When I got this, I ordered this on the night they did the soft release where you could buy it on the Sephora app only. The blush I was most excited about is this one right in the middle, and that's called Amaretto. To be honest, it's not the most flattering when I wear it right on the apples of my cheek, and that could change once we get into summer and I get a little bit of color. But for right now, I mostly use it as a bronzer. I first apply it to the back of my cheek, and that's where I apply the most amount of color, and then whatever's left on my brush, I just buff it into my forehead and a little bit on my jaw, and it adds a little bit of warmth, which I think is really pretty. And then for a highlighter, I mix the two highlighter shades, Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop. Just made sure to tap it off on the back of my hand because it can be a little bit intense. And I applied it with my favorite Zoeva highlighting brush and just put it on the top of my cheekbones, made sure to blend it out, and I also added a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And then for blush today, this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite out of everything I'm gonna show you, and this is what I would recommend most. This is my first Kjaer Weis cream blush, and I've had some other Kjaer Weis products, but this blush, it's kind of new to their line. It is called Precious. And in the pan and on other people, it looks a little bit more like a sherbet color, but once I apply it to myself, it's much warmer than I was expecting, but I love it. I love a good warm orangey toned blush for summer. This blends out beautifully. I use the not e.l.f., what is this? This is a Wet n Wild stippling brush. So what I do is I get a little bit of the product right on the tip of the bristles, and then I just kind of stamp it where I want it. And once I get the product in, just with the lightest amount of pressure. I don't want to disturb the BB cream underneath. I just softly blend it out, and I think it is just the most beautiful blush of color right across your cheeks. And it lasts really well, so now this is unfortunate because I want more of these, but I'm really, really pleased with this blush. Okay, I think that is it. I finished up with my normal brow routine, and now I'm gonna get a little bit closer and we're gonna start working on the eyes. My eyes are already primed, and I have the two shadows here that the model is wearing in the picture on Citrine's site, but I feel like for myself at least, I need a little bit more in the crease. So I'm gonna first take a shadow from the Becca Jaclyn Hill eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go in with the middle shade Cordial. Now I bought the face palette myself, and then Becca sent this to me for PR. I think the face palette is worth it. I think it's a good value for the money. I don't know if I would run out and buy this because while the shadows are pretty, they fade a lot for me throughout the day. And it doesn't really matter today because all I'm doing is going to this graduation. But if you're looking for shadows that are gonna take you throughout a work day, I would probably buy something else. And I'm gonna be talking pretty soon about the new Lorac Pro 3 palette, which I really like. So just wait before you make any shadow purchases. But I do like cordial, so something kind of plummy with a little bit of pink. And I'm gonna take this on a large fluffy brush, and I'm gonna take it from my outside corner all the way in. But today I'm gonna do a little bit more of a rounded shape. And so just kind of bring up my brush a little bit higher in the center and spend my time here blending this out so it looks really seamless. I also applied just a little bit of cordial on my lower lash line. And now the shadows that the model is wearing, they're both from Kierwise. So many people have recommended them to me, and I can't believe I finally have them. I did not order them in the special compact that they come in. That's beautiful, but it is so expensive. So I just have the pans, and I need to get a Z palette to house them. But the first shadow I'm gonna use is Cloud 9. This is gorgeous, really soft and pretty, but still brightening. So I'm gonna pack this on my lid using a flat shader brush, and I might even use 2 layers to really make it stand out and be extra brightening on my lid. And then I'm gonna take the same fluffy brush I used to apply my crease shade, just knock off, make sure there's nothing left over, and apply just a little bit of Cloud 9 right underneath my brow bone to act as a highlight. Now taking Magnetic on the same brush, just flipping it over to the other side, I'm gonna press this on the outer third of my lid, and then I'm gonna take it up just a little bit higher on that same brush, kind of into my lower crease. Once that's been applied, I'm gonna take a pinched crease brush, and holding it horizontally, I'm just gonna bring and kind of drag Magnetic into my lower crease. Once I have the placement where I want it, I'm gonna flip the brush vertically, and that's gonna just run back and forth, and that will help to blend it out. To finish up my eyes, I did kind of a thick line using the Jane Iredale. I think these are called jelly jars, which is really cute. I have it in the shade brown. I'm actually pretty impressed. It's nice and pigmented, and it's deep for a brown shade. This is 2 layers to get this amount of depth right at my lashes. Then I curled my lashes and added 2 coats of the Benefit Roller Lash. Now, normally if I was doing this kind of eye, my first instinct would be to grab for a rosy lip shade. You guys know me. But to step out of my comfort zone, I pulled a favorite from last summer. This is the Kierwise lip tint in the shade Rapture, which is a gorgeous pink berry, and I really like it. I first applied it with my finger just to really blend and almost act as a stain. That way if I'm talking or drinking, I'll still have a little bit of color. Then I used a lip brush to really build up the shade, and I think it's beautiful. But I think that is all for this Get Ready With Me video. I think that's everything I use, which kind of feels like a lot, but I think it's a really pretty look, and it's polished without like going over the top for like an afternoon graduation. And if Jared's feeling especially nice, maybe he'll help me film an outfit of the day. Nothing fancy, but I do really like my dress, so I'll show you that if you want to. If not, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll be back with a new video very soon. The dress is from Loft, and I'm 5'4", so I'm right in the middle. Sometimes I do petite, sometimes I don't. I tried on both, and I ended up going with the regular, and what I like is that it's just, I can just barely get away wearing flats with it. It's just the perfect length. Today I'm wearing heels. They're not the tallest heels. These are also from Loft, and they're my first time wearing them, so I hope they're pretty comfortable. But I liked the dress because I thought it was flattering with these panels, and since it has so much pattern going on, keeping my jewelry really simple. My studs are from Madewell, as is my bracelet. And then I'm carrying my mini transport tote, and I'm also gonna bring my jean jacket just in case it's cold in the auditorium. That is all for this very simple outfit of the day. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.